Gentlemen, gentlemen, what's good? What's good? What's up, Rapper Paul? How are ya? XL Daily Big Dog, Junior Wong, let's go, lad. Yo, just missed you. Haven't run, but I've already joined the bracket. Good luck, Taylor. What I do have to do is I've lost a bit of damage here, mainly because going for the 201 stat. So, oh, better turn my volume down. So I do actually have to try to figure out how many thingamaboppers we got. Okay. 357028. So all we gotta do, put it like that so you can see it. What is it? Core. It is ancestral. Primary, secondaries, mythic. How do we do this again? How the hell do we do this again? Oh, I think I've got this at 11%. And then, what did we say? 357028. 357028. 184 and 167. 184, 167. I'm probably already gonna forget. Easy peasy. Unequip. Unequip. One 184, 167. 1 8 1 2 3, and then all we have to do is just go max. Ah, why can't I get that any higher? Oh, because it's a bloody mythic. I wonder why I didn't account for that being mythic. So we just go max that. That's probably about the most we're going to get out of it. Jens, what's good? What's good? 100 extra waves in Tawny. Oh, you say only 100 extra waves in Tawny. Oh, is that with your Ohm ship equipped? I'm actually thinking about not doing space to space to this run. Now the reason why I'm thinking about not doing space displacer. Now the thing with ultimate tanks is because there ends up being so many on the screen, that's mobs that I'm not killing to generate landmines. It's also making the landmines explode. And then the other thing is I've noticed whenever we have fast ultimate, I can't kill them fast enough, so I end up having heaps of fast on the screen. So the combination of having fast and having what do we call it, the tank ults, that's mobs that I'm not killing to generate landmines. So I'm actually going to do a tester run with OA as well and see how we get on. Man, can't wait for the day when we have ancestral project funding. I don't even know if I have another copy. Yeah. Literally don't even have another copy. I haven't had one for ages. Can't even remember the last time I seen one. We should be pretty good there. Get summoned off. Alright. I'm actually not too sure about the battle conditions today. I know that there's tank hold and fast hold. Mass enforcement, I hate that one. And armored enemies, holy moly. So it's pretty much going to make Death Ray useless. And the orbs useless. Ah! What's this do? Area of effect. 2.5%. So 25% more area of effect when it's maxed. Alright, I think I'm pretty set. I think I have 10Q of change. How much is that? 13. Ah, we just get one of these. Sweet. I'll just catch up with everybody. Richard says, good luck, mate. Good luck to you too, bro. Good luck to you too. Your project funding is like my amp strike. It would help a lot. 100%. I'm pretty sure it's like double damage if I get an ancestral. Jen says 100 waves under these conditions is nuts. 100 waves under these conditions is nuts. What was your what did you end up getting for your final wave? Did you get a good bracket? So I'm gonna start the tourney in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. See if we can get a cheeky Death-defy. We got the Death-defy off the rip. Peter's got the fingers crossed for the marshmallow bracket. 100%. 100%. Notice how I named the title of the vid, The Law Lord. Just had a few people message through. A few people on the rewatch too. But just loving the yarns. They reckon it's the law of all clouded. So we call it the Law Lord. Alright, how many more minutes we got? Still got 5 more minutes. Jen says he hopes to stay in Legends. Yeah, I hope you get to stay in Legends too. You're gonna be digging when you get the intro sprint. You're gonna be loving it. Then you can just spam heaps of different tries and stuff. Jinwan says might finally make it to champs this tourney. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Give him hell. Report. Crazy world tonight if you're watching the news. What's on the news? Envy says good luck to you too, bro. If you're jumping in my bracket, I'm jumping in 3 minutes. Peter says yarns from across the ditch. Let's go. Junior Wong, seeing the notifications come through now. What's going on? What have we done? What is the world doing? What am I missing out on? not all that Mexico shit, is it? Not gonna lie, bro. That must, like, honestly. Oh, okay. I'm looking at the time on my phone. I'm looking at the time on my PC. And they might be slightly out, so I'm gonna go off my phone. Yeah, my phone's slightly behind my PC. I trust my phone more than my PC. Yeah, not gonna lie, bro. If I lived in a country where down, like, just across our border, there's, like, cartels and shit, I can see why people on those border states, you know, form militias and all that sort of carry on. I don't know what the laws are over there though for like what you're allowed to do as far as taking stuff into your own hands. I'm not gonna lie, bro, be having a bit of target practice. I've seen some gobbledygook crossing the border. Right, it's at 43 on my phone now. Let me know if the music's too loud. I think OBS does a pretty good job of letting the music be loud enough to drown out some of the silence and some of the background noise. But I feel like it also does a pretty good job of, I don't know, balancing itself out. Balancing itself out whenever I talk. I still need to get my shit together and get a cam set up and then, but I might actually change to the other view. I don't know what you call it. 1080 by 1080 by what is that? 1920. Oh, I can't even think right now. My brain's felt a bit like mush today. Alright, the minute it hits 45. Come on, there it is. Alright, let's go, gentlemen. Start your engines. Got a question for you, Clouded. My next ultimate weapon is 1250 stones for the unlock. Wondering if I should unlock to get Chain Lightning or continue chipping away at the econ. Chain Lightning's pretty good, bro. Like, I think you'll find most people in champs will have Chain Lightning, and even if they don't run a sort of hybrid build or some sort of corporate damage, they'll at least use it to try to fend off the scatters. Like those scatters labs that you unlock, they're pretty potent. It's pretty good value. I would definitely consider it. I'll definitely consider it if I was you. So I'm assuming that you'll put most of your focus into like your Deathwave, GT and Black Hole and stuff. Maybe your Spotlight as well. Richard said you got sniped. Yeah, definitely trying to get better taunting performance at the moment. Farming should be okay at the moment. Yeah, I'll definitely consider it. I mean, like most things when it comes to the tower, it all kind of depends. But if you're at like champ stage, I've got a fair idea about where you're at in the game. Okay, we need to work on target priority. I'm gonna go somewhere between fast and closest. I actually don't know what will be the problem, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna end up with a big wall of tanks around me. Just been trying to increase the uptime on the Trinity and reduce the cooldown. Spotlight's not getting any love because it's so expensive. It is quite expensive, like when you consider the fact that, what is it, 900 stones for the third beam, for 3 beams. Excuse me. And you're saying 1250 to get a chain lightning. But I also... It also doubles up as a mild econ as well, and it becomes like a pretty decent econ tool once you've got like a large coverage in that. But that's something like more later on down the track. And the plat rewards aren't that much. I know what you mean, mate. Man, I know what you mean. Getting to champs is probably one of the, should be, well, high champs should be a focus for a majority of players that aren't there yet, because it's quite a nice boost in stones. Like, what can you get in champs? Must be about, what, 400 stones a week in high champs? Even more if you're bouncing around. You might be like bouncing in between champs and legends. You might be like 500. Like that, you can buy a lot of stuff with that. But chain lightning will definitely help. It would also be, if you want to go that direction, it would also be if you do decide to go that direction, so more like incorporating a bit of damage to help you out. You probably also have to keep in mind that, you know, you might have a chain lightning that's like, I don't know, 400-500x damage, but 500x times 0 is still 0. So you still have to look at other sources, and I think that's probably a big part where when people overlook when it comes to incorporating damage. Like, they look at it kind of like, you know, if they come from a like a EHP base, like almost all players do. EHP is pretty one-dimensional. You know, it's like more health, more regen, and then once you start getting into more like the percentage-based reductions, that's when you know, you start spicing it up. But to be honest, it's not like it's anything crazy. But then that simple approach is applied to damage when people start incorporating it, and then it's quite common to see people look through the lens of, oh, you know, I invested in this, or I went and did this, and it didn't do anything. And it's like, because 500 times 0 is still 0, idiot. You need to stack it up. Stack it up wherever you can. Like, I think there's a common misconception that going damage is stone intensive, whereas it seems like it's stone intensive, but it's not really. It's just because there's more multipliers for it, and they're purchased through stones. But it's got more legs in the race, if that kind of makes sense. I hope that kind of makes sense. So like up until about, I don't know, 30,000 stones, which seems like heaps. So realistically, it's like when you're at that point of like a year and a half, if you're not buying stone packs. But like once you pass that point, like once you're at that 30,000 stones point, it's money for jam, lads. It's money for jam. There's multipliers on multipliers everywhere. All you can eat. It's a buffet. But I think that's the part where people feel like it can be, you know, a stone intensive route. But I really don't think it is. Because there's just so many multipliers you can pick up. There's so many, you don't know what to do with yourself. That's how many there are. But like a beginner, earlier way to get into it would be like, for sure, chain lightning. Like, everybody's got chain lightning, and a majority of people have it as like, almost like their main damage dealer. Or it spreads out majority of their damage, and then most people eventually end up picking 2. But if you do end up picking up chain lightning, I wouldn't expect like crazy gains overnight. It'll just be like laying down the foundation. At the minimal, it'll help towards fending off scatters, which I can imagine may or may not be a problem depending on how chunky your tower is. Like if you've got like, let's say, a quadrillion health, you can fend off quite a few things. But it's definitely a consideration. Bro, it was my first ultimate weapon. I didn't even know you were supposed to pick those other ones. I didn't know it was a thing. Oh, this is rough. Yeah, I didn't know you were supposed to pick GT and all that. But in saying that, I didn't even get GT as my first pick. I think I got like Poison Swamp. What was it? Poison Swamp and the Landmines and Chain Lightning. I think we're in my first roster, my first roll call. I went to the Law Lord went for Chain Lightning. I did get GT on my second one, which I was thankful for. Because by about the time that I got my second ultimate weapon, I started like trying to search up information, and then I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to get GT. When am I going to get GT? Alright, we're stacking up. We got a Death Defy. Right, 1 energy shield. Got wings. Haven't demon mode yet. So 1.3S on Viking Funeral with no demon mode. Rob Almighty says, good luck today. Good luck to you too, bro. If you've done your tourney, hope you get a good bracket. If you're in the middle of it, give them hell. And if you're yet to join, all the best in hunting down the marshmallow bracket. Rapport says, can't go run with Chain Lightning. In my opinion, it's a worth investment. 100%. It's super helpful. And then if you decide not to go the damage route and go like lean heavy into EHP, It's one of the tools that you need anyway for one of those chain lightning labs. I can't remember which one it is. I know that I haven't done it though. Well, we got 700. So I think somewhere near the high 700s is when the mobs start pulling the range into me. But I need to fend off the fast. Actually surprised how good we're doing. What we are going to do is if we finally break the 800s, we ultimate weapon down is going to drop our CF. Alright, this is it. This is it, gentlemen. Look, 21S. Oh, 21 little S. But I thought that was 21 big S. I was like, yeah. Oh no, is this boss gonna push the tanks into me? What are you doing, lad? Get off me. Bro, are we gonna hit 800? No way we're gonna hit 800. Not bad first run, especially considering these battle conditions. Ah, come on! Whoa. Alright, time to catch up on chat. It was a long time ago, but 1250 stones where I unlocked Chain Lightning and immediately helped in champs. Did the same for me too. And this is old champs though. So I can imagine that it's probably definitely needed now. Like, champs. When I first went to champs, it might have been 3 versions of champs ago. 3 changes or so have happened since then. I guess at this point uptime aren't super long and my cooldowns aren't super short by any means either. I've been trying to close the gap between those for a fair bit. Yeah, that's a grind. That's a grind, bro. I think I got the last clicks for my birthday. My missus was like, what do you want for your birthday? Do you want some new foam runners, or, you know, do you need some new running shoes or anything like that? And I was like, I want Perma GT, like a real Law Lord. Law Lords don't get new shoes and grown-up things. Law Lords get permanent GT for their birthdays. She thought I was crazy. XL Daily. Oh wait, we're trying big dog. Look, hey, look. I think we've hit a PB now. Oh, look at the fast. This is ridiculous. Gens, my first 3 were Spotlight, Poison Swamp, and Chain Lightning because I had the missions with them and I couldn't complete them. After that, I got Death Wave and Black Hole. Jen says Smite and Chain Thunder. That's it. That's it. Chain Thunder. Chain Thunder's the lab, and Smite is the ultimate plus. Wong says, Perma GT for the birthday is legendary. Yeah, bro. Yeah, who needs to be a grown-up, eh? I'll devo my brain in instead of being an adult. I want pixels for my birthday. Real men buy pixels. Alright, we're going to have to nuke this. And our timing has to be impeccable. I think we hit a PB on the most cancer battle conditions. Look at this crap. One day we'll break the 800s. Boom. We just need some crazy RNG. Like quadruple death defies. There we go. Not bad first run. Oh, straight to rank 9. Oh no, you're kidding me. Look at this. This guy again. I swear this guy's always sniping me. Okay. Hey. That's our mate. We know our mate. He's got to be in here watching. HK. HK's definitely in here watching. So we got HK. Alright, let's go right to the top. Hey, it's Uncle Fuds! It's my uncle! Everybody! It's my uncle! That's my uncle, the warlord himself. Look at him, Chief Warlord. The one and only. The man himself. You know, Uncle Fuds once slammed a revolving door. Here he is himself. The real Anyos the Warlord. Look at him. Uncle Fuds. Rich, is that you in here too? Did you jump in as well? Damn, you're strong. You're fucking hella strong. Who's this? Fins. Oh no, there's Richard. Yeah, he's in. He's in the breather. Damn, you're strong. 1,000 waves. Holy shit. It's Cash. Butcher Boy. Mutt. Yeah, you know. You know that he's... Yeah, Mutt Boy. Scum. What's that clan? Oh, guild? Don't we know some people in Scum? Alright, so we've seen this Joker before. This is our mate. HK. Who else we got? We got Richard. Uncle Fuds. Bro, look. We gotta do something about this. Lucky he's from New Zealand. That's what FNZ stands for. Fucking New Zealand boys. It's fucking Kiwis. Look at that. The Kiwis had to knock Uncle Fuds down. Come on, bro. Somebody has to go up there and, bro, we can't do that to Uncle Fuds. Uncle Fuds the warlord. Nah, he's actually just tricking. He had to take a pause mid-run to count up all the money he just made. Imagine the notifications. So, like, when you do, like, your business account or whatever, and I mean, I suppose you can turn them off. But, you know, it's all through apps and shit. That's how you're, like, paying for everything. But whenever your, like, FPOS comes through, and it'll be at, like, whatever time your merchant provider is. And then always, of course, when you do large cash deposits at the bank, it always spits a notification. Imagine his notifications. Like, I was reading in Discord and that, and somebody was saying they're pulling in like 5-6 milli a month. Imagine that. Look at him. Uncle Fuds, look at the jump. Look at the jump. Bro, he just leapfrogged New Zealand. Bro, he wasn't putting up with that. He was like, hold my beer. Hold my beer, gentlemen. Paused it to count up all his stats. Come on, Fuds. You gotta do it for our family, man. Alright. Enough playing around. Catch up with chat. Smite Chain Thunder. GT. I think this game brings out our inner child. It does. It does. It's because we're all... Bro, it's because we're all like... This game's like geeky. It's like a geeky game. It brings out our inner nerd. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of this. And I'm going to do a little bit of this. Uncle Fuds, the Warlord. Taylor says he beat me out to 773. Oh, actually, I've got to check if that was a PB. Is that a PB? 786. Let's go. Oh, no. Look at that. That's right. We were one wave off. Okay, we're going to hit it again. I'm wondering if Space to Space is the... I'm going to just try it. I'm not super hopeful. Because I don't think I've ever had a good run with that. What's it called? But we can just do it. No internet. Let's see who Uncle Fuds is now. Oh, he's still warming up. Okay. It's enough fizzing out over Uncle Fuds. You know Fuds is my uncle. Although he disagrees that I'm his nephew. He killed 3 tells with a pencil. It's like he sneezed and then he jumped like 600 waves. Look at this run, congratulations. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Fast Ultimate and the Mass Enforcement do not agree with me well. Probably has a notification to pop up. 3,000 deposits for $1 million in the last hour on the first. 100%. 100%. Imagine. Uncle Fuds. Uncle Fuds the Warlord. Like, imagine how stupid their test accounts are. You know, like, say for example, if they want to make some changes to smart missiles, for example, they want to make some changes to smart missiles, so they have like a test account to play around with, where they can just inject like, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of stones to put it on the test server and that. Imagine how crazy those accounts look. Do you reckon there's anybody that works in their head office that thinks we're all stupid for playing this game? Or do you reckon that they're genuinely like full on into it? Like when you go Path of Exile, and then like in Path of Exile, it's like what everybody does on their day off, like they work on their game, and then what everybody does on their day off is they all stay up all weekend playing Path of Exile. Like, I mean, like, this isn't the sort of game that you're gonna stay up all weekend to play. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if at the Christmas party they give out stone packs. And if you're a tech tree employer, we automatically max out all your stone packs for the month. That's why we're paying you so little. Because we're maxing out your 8 packs a month. Are you gonna play the Mirage League? I was thinking about it. I was thinking about gonna play the new league. I just honestly need work to let up a bit at the moment. Oh, it's killing me. And I mean, yeah, woe is me. We're all working hard and all that other shit. But honestly, I'm getting close to the edge. I'm getting close to the edge, boys. I have a girlie who's been testing V28. Said it's going to be great for everybody. Oh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. Hopefully it's like some guild content in that. Nah, they love us. That's the bills paid. Definitely the bills paid. Like, what's that? 5-6 mil a month. 5-6 mil a month. A handful of devs, they can't be cheap. Like, they'll be on what? Over 100k a year. Oh, advertising, eh? Advertising would be rude as. Like, that's how it got me, and that's how I got heaps of people that I know. Seen, my auntie's house, and Uncle Fuds is in the lounge. He's teased that the cash is going to be a big deal. Do you know what? I was thinking like something with cash, if they like had something in game and you could only free ups don't apply to it and you could only like buy it in game with cash, and then I was sitting there thinking, man, I hope it's not, I hope we don't get a system where I have to be active. Like, I'm just slowly pushing away to being inactive on the game. Like, I don't even think I really collected gems today. I was just having a full-on tap out. I was just, like, checking it to see where the runs had died. But I was, like, collecting gems, obviously. But not, like, as much as I used to. Just woke up with mad brain fog today, eh? Or like a big baby, eh? Woke up with big brain fog today. Probably both are thinking, if you spend this amount, you could have this. Then they think, we are stupid again. Nah, I reckon they'll think that people are stupid, or like the whingers. Like, you get it with every game, man. Bro, honestly, I've said this many a times. The Tower community, out of every game that I've played, is by far the best community. Hands down. Oh, I tell you what I have been doing. Bro, I think that's why I've been so brain fogged today. I've been playing like the last day and a half. Large portion of today. And large portion of like yesterday. Because I was toased up. The stupid incremental game. And I don't know what it is about it, but I can't stop playing it. But it's not like the Tower. Like, it's a brick breaker. Like normal brick breakers, but got its own spin on it with skill trees, all these other systems, all that other stuff. Same sort of thing, you prestige, reset. Like all the other brick breakers, you know, they're all the same. But I've been playing this one today, but it's not like this where it makes you think. It is like absolute brain rot. And like, I've been brain rotting and playing it, and it's like making me mad that I'm playing it because it's such a brain rot game. But I couldn't stop playing it today. And yesterday. It was like making me mad because I couldn't put it down. Like, it's one of those ones where you got to actually be like a bit active. But then still is a proper idle game where it does offline and stuff. The only idle game is the game that idles while it's on, though, lads. That's the real idle game. Anything else is a facade. Do you reckon these orbs are helping? Well, they got to be doing something. What's probably annoying though is the armored condition. Because I'm assuming if they've got armor stacks on them, it's not doing anything. Yes, the Death Defy. Oh, bro. Got no defenses. It's a pain saving up the 3,000 stones for the final ultimate weapon. I want to upgrade my assist mod. Bro. I caved. I honestly did. I bought my last 2 on the Black Fridays. I caved like a little bitch, boy. I couldn't do it. Honestly, I couldn't do it. After a year and a half, I couldn't. I was like, yeah. Oh, you know that you know that meme, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not fucking leaving. It was like that, but instead of like I'm not leaving, it's I'm not saving. Oh, I couldn't do it, bro. I would have like, yeah, I caved like a sissy. I was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm buying them. And I think what didn't help was I was half asleep. Because like what I actually planned to do was like I was going to get a safety squat bar. I was going to get a pull-up bar that I can mount on the side of my car. What do you call it? Like carport. Like, you know, you got a shed and then you got a carport. Like on my carport. Like I had all these plans. I was going to get some different attachments, like full-on gym stuff. And then I woke up at 6 in the morning and then jumped on Discord, or I jumped on something, and then seen everybody was showing off all their toys, and then I was like, I'm not fucking leaving. Let's go. Half asleep, calculator out, 6 o'clock in the morning, one of those carry-ons. 6 o'clock in the morning, half asleep, crunching numbers. Alright, I need to get this many packs of this, and then this many of this, and then I still have to unlock this. So then that's an extra this. I just did it. I was like, I just full sent it. And then I suppose what didn't help is maybe the week before, or maybe before that. Like everyone was getting all their stuff. So like my daughter's vanity arrived. My wife bought, what did she buy? Smartwatch, headphones, like all this sort of stuff. Like everybody was buying everything, and I was just like sitting there on my money. And then I was like, I like first was gonna get Ultimate Plus, and then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's bloody stupid. Bloody hell. I'll go do this, and I full on mapped out like all this stuff for my gym that I was gonna get. And then I woke up in the morning and I just did it. I caved like a little sissy boy. In my moment of weakness, the Law Lord caved. But honestly, man, it's all fun tokens, eh? It's all fun tokens. Like, if anything, I actually did this for the world. We'll just put it out there like that. Who knows what I would have been trained to do if I bought more accessories for my gym. Oh, I mean, not bad. Look at that. 740. So, like, you know, definitely better than I thought I was going to get. Definitely better than I thought I was going to get. Alright, we got to get the timing right on this. Oh, we get an energy shield back. Wow, 1x is so slow, eh? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, did we end up talking about what everybody was getting notifications that was happening around the world? What was happening around the world? You guys were talking about it at the start of the stream. Alright, I'm just going to do it because I'm going to get chipped down. Sue me. I've been testing auto restart this week. Let's go, Taylor. Taylor the man. Auto restart. I was able to easily do all my labs at 5. My coins went up to 35Q a day. Damn. Holy shit. It's really fun. And take some stress off keeping track of every single thing. 100%, bro. Damn. I'm so happy for you, honestly. I'm happy for anybody that gets it. And if they change something about, like, what you need to do to qualify for it, I'm happy for everyone. Should always have been a feature. Should always have been a feature. Some folks are around my level in the bracket have to do a rerun with a respec. I actually was thinking about to one of my other tourneys and I was thinking, damn, this Joker was only 20-30 waves ahead. I probably should have actually respec'd. I will be able to see after this run how my bracket's gotten on. Rapport says, I want to try the Idle Planet Miner. I think I've tried it like 2 or 3 times. And it's okay. Apparently they have tournaments now. I don't know how you do tournaments. I just assume it's like get to the highest resources on a, and it'll be like over a specific window there'll be like an accelerated growth on like a tower sort of thing. There's a guy on YouTube that live streams all his tourneys and everything like that. Super curious why he hasn't tried the tower. He's like right into that planet miner. Junior Wong, USA and Iran. Oh, what are they up to? What are they up to? Is Iran really a threat? Or is it just what it represents? You know, it represents that all those countries in the Middle East are sick of the shit. It's like that, you know. It reminds me of, is it Minister Society? Those Asian clerks, right in the first scene. It's Minister Society, eh? And it's like, I feel so for your mother. It's like that. I feel like that's all the countries in the Middle East. They're just sick of everybody meddling. Leave us alone. I feel so for your mother. I've been only upgrading cache labs since he mentioned that. I think my cache lab's about 60. The only reason why I trust him is he did testing for V27 and he really teased a lot for the guild then. Yeah, didn't you mention it before V27 came out? You mentioned it to me, didn't you? About some stuff to do with modules. I can't remember. You didn't give me any specifics, but I think you gave a few little clues. Taylor says, I hope we don't get involved with Iran, honestly. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Otherwise, NZ and Australia will get caught up in war crimes again. I told you guys about that the other time, eh? And NZ and Aussie SAS got caught up in all those war crimes over there. Is it a crime? I don't know if it's a crime. It's over there to do a job. I mean, reality is, if someone invades your country, what do you think they're gonna do? They're not gonna give the locals hugs and kisses. What are we talking about? That's a distorted view of what war is. Oh, the nuke. Like, I think when everybody went to Afghanistan and that, I think the New Zealand army did, I don't know, basic shit. I don't know what you call it. Stuff more around the bases, security work maybe, and then obviously the SAS did all that other stuff, all those night raids where they bag everybody up in the middle of the night, torture them and all that other shit. Hunting down the high priority targets. Okay, let's see how many guys are camping down the bottom. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, shit, 4. We actually might be lucky to get keys this one. This might be one of those ones where we might just get keys. And maybe these other jokers down here are kind of hanging about. Okay, that didn't quite work for us. So, but it was very close. It was very close. Did a lot better than what I expected it to. Pleasantly surprised, gentlemen. Pleasantly surprised. Primordial says, I should have Ultimate Weapon Plus now, but then I unlock Gen and Core Assist and Second Wind Mastery. How many stones are you at? I think quite a few people target around the 35k stone mark. That they should be around that Ultimate Weapon Plus thing. But honestly, there's so many things that are competing for your stones that if people don't stick to the meta path, I completely understand, man. There's that many things. There's that many things that are competing for your stones. And you know, I veered off heaps of times. I had an ex-student in the Australia SAS and got absolutely dragged through the mud for one of their involvement. Yeah, bro. Yeah. It was different in New Zealand, eh? When they had to address it, they just said, what do you think happens over there? And you know, you can be as woke as you want, but when the guy that earned the Purple Hearts is standing up on stage going, what the fuck do you think we do over there? All the collateral damage in the world goes on. Then everybody goes, oh! And probably a large portion of it is the degree of separation so close in New Zealand. Like, we all know people that are in the army or somehow are involved in it. You know, like my sister's dad was in the army, my brother-in-law was in the army. Not special services or nothing. My wife's cousins are in the army. Like most places, a lot of the guys will use it as a way to get their certificates. But I tell you what, here's a Yoda Leahy-hoo. Here's a yarn from across the ditch. So one of my childhood bros, I hadn't seen him for a while. He disappeared. You know, we all grow up and that sort of thing. And he came and seen me once, random ass, just messaged me, said, hey, I'm down from Auckland, which is like our biggest city, but it's ages away. It's like 7-8 hours away. And he's like, just pop in and say hello. And I was like, oh yeah, come catch up. Bro, and this dude, at the rifle range, shot his gun, and felt like his arm got knocked off its socket, and he was like, what the hell's going on here? And then he's like, what the hell? Was that just from the recoil? Bro, when he shot his gun, and another Joker shot his gun, the bullet ricocheted off another guy's bullet. Like they hit each other, it ripped back towards him, or ricocheted off something else. Boom, straight into his arm. Gave him a hella scar. And I was like, I thought he was spinning yarns. And he's like, he like showed me the article, and he's like it didn't go fully into detail, but it said something along the lines of accident at army base, blah blah blah, that sort of carry on. And then I was like, bro, how the hell do you shoot a bullet, bro? Like, surely that's, that's out the gate, bro. And then he googled it. Let's actually let's Google this. What are the chances of, what would we say, shooting a bullet and okay, now we're gonna test the spelling. Ricochet. Shit, might need help with that. How the hell do you spell that? Riches? No, not riches. Ricochet. And shooting a bullet and it hits you. We'll just go with that. He said it was something crazy, like 700 trillion to 1 or something. I can't remember what the hell he said. What are the chances of shooting a bullet? We need AI for this. Ricochet. Oh, now it's giving me safety pointers to avoid ricochets. Oh, I actually spelt it right. Can a ricochet bullet kill you? No. What? Oh, anyway. And he had the most ruthless scar right across his arm. I said that's what happens when you join the army, because you're gay. So it says you got a rough bracket. It's funny because the bottom of the barrel looks super marshmallowy, but then the top is so top heavy that it makes it unbalanced and a rough one. But look, we've had some really good ones. We've had some really good ones lately. I'll be 11 or 12th with 775 here. I got first with only 1200 waves. Dream bracket. Congrats, bro. Congrats. I think you forgot to transfer the levels in assists. Oh, this isn't really rolled properly. Oh, I don't have the efficiency set up properly anyway. Ah, oh, shit. I hate it when it does that. Waste of time. Do it again. Remember, don't do that. Hi from wife and sibling. Hey, look. That's my wife right there. And sibling. Wife and sibling are watching the... Everybody! Wife and sibling are finally watching the stream. Put a W in the chat for wife and sibling. I have 28,000 lifetime stones. 28,000 lifetime stones. Yeah, so you're right around the corner from where you'd be getting Ultimate Weapon Plus. Good evening, wife and sibling. Good wife and evening sibling. Good wife. Good night. Oh, I thought that was my missus writing that. I was like, why is my missus writing good wife? Rapport says he's retired from the army. What did you do when you got out of when you finished up in the services? I think Spartan's the same. Didn't he do a bit of a lag in the army? Anyone play RE9? I think about halfway through. I've no idea. What's RE9? But I tell you what, games I've been keeping an eye on is like all those zombie games that are starting to come out. They're just missing being multiplayer. I think it's like Surrounded, and there's another one. Oh, Resident Evil, bruh. I tell you what, bro, those games used to scare the shit out of me. Honestly. But I remember, like, when I was a little kid, when I was a little girl, I used to get scared from all of that stuff. Like, even those alien games. Like, you know the ones where you got, like, your uncle or your, like, older cousins playing? And they're supposed to, like, share every death, but they never do. Or they share once it gets to the hard part. Like, they save it, and then they share when it's at the hard part, so you die straight away and you have to give it back. Scared the shit out of me. I had to stop playing last night. Come back to it. Yeah, right. Yeah, hard up. But so what's USA and Iran doing? Are you guys actually gonna have a tussle? Are you gonna have a tussle? We already gave them the bunker boozers or whatever you did to them. I suppose it gets to a certain point where you have to do that crazy shit like with Venezuela. Microwave their brains and all that other carry on. Start a conventional war, and I'm sure nobody wants any of that shit to happen. Oh, bro, took the puppy for a walk today, and he discovered a new spot down at the river. Bro, here's one thing that I hate about people when they're walking their dogs. Bro, like, I always look at the dog, but I look at the owner and how capable the owner is. So, like, we're walking back from this little, like, low-key ass spot that we found, because he's only a wee fella. Like, I've always owned pit bulls and stuff, and they can handle their own. I've never, ever been worried when I've walked a pitty that, you know, 9.5 times out of 10, 95% of the time, he's gonna win that fight if there's a tussle. You know, as soon as another dog charges, let him off, get the owner to gather their thoughts. You grab one of their back sets of legs. You grab your own dog's back sets of legs. They grab their dogs, and eventually they'll get tired. But like I always, now that we've got this other puppy and he's one of those little cute toy dogs, there's zero confidence. Like, you know, the only thing that I can pray is that he can run fast enough. But like, we go down to this little secluded spot. I only see this old couple. Puppy runs up to them to, you know, go give them some love. It's all good. And then just when we're walking up, I put myself in like vantage points. Like I've never had a dog like this where I have to constantly worry about other people's dogs. Like my dogs have always handled their own. And like, it's honestly, it's terrible. Like it's like I'm constantly what do you call it? Not adrenaline dumping. What do you call it? It's like my cortisol levels are constantly elevated. And I'm constantly like on alert and under stress, worrying about other people's dogs. Like, bro, honestly, the amount of dogs that I've had to put myself in front and get ready to fight the dog and the owner because they've got limited to zero control of their dog is just unreal. Like, unreal how ridiculous people were. Like, some dogs that I've had in the past will just absolutely mutilate another dog. But I never put myself in that position or somebody else where I would take it to a public domain and I would have it off the leash. Like, the only time it's off the leash when we're in a public area is when we're in a super secluded public area. And the whole time, like, my head's on a swivel because that's not fair on the other person. That other person didn't want to start their day and have their poor pooch get into a tussle. Well, like, now it's like the shoe's on the other foot. Where it's like any dog could potentially just snap this poor little fella in half. Like, he weighs about 6 kilos. He's fluffy, has exaggerated features. And, yeah, we're pulling up. I get into a vantage point. Like, he's a little bit below me. We're kind of going along a river walkway. And then all of a sudden I see a car parked where my car was parked, and I was like, hey. So I like, now my head's like full on around, like looking for where's this other dog. And then I see this old as Joker. Like, this dude's old as. And I'm like looking at him, I'm like, shit. Hopefully he's got like a little sissy dog. Because he's old as, he ain't gonna be able to do nothing if shit goes down. And then take a look, the dog pops from around the corner, and it's a pity. And I'm like, oh, fuck's sakes. So now I'm like, I've spent the whole time avoiding the dog like the plague. And this dog hasn't seen us, but this guy has. And I seen us, and then because of his demeanor, where he navigated his dog, I was like, oh, he even knows that his dog's stupid. That's why he's intentionally gone like slightly off beat. And then his dog hasn't seen us, so I'm trying to like quickly scoot along, and my dog hasn't seen their dog, and then we're kind of like right adjacent from each other. We're right by each other, and then I'm like, sweet, we made it. And we got the we had the death defy. And then all of a sudden the puppy starts going off, like, you know, like when they wanna meet another dog, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And then like, probably just by the graces, this other dog, and I don't know, you know, this dog could be perfectly fine. You know, we've had instances where the dogs that you would expect to be naughty are absolutely friendly, and then the ones that you expect to be normal just actually want to eat them for breakfast. And like it like puts me in a position where I low-key want to walk him, and then I want to walk one of my other dogs with him, just so like the other dogs can defend them if shit goes down. But like, you meet some shockers. Like, I went to a dog park. This is a dog park, like 4 dogs. They use it for events and all that other stuff, but when they're not doing events, it's purely for dogs. And like, I hit the gates, I walk in this gate, and this lady says, excuse me, which way are you going? They're standing by the front gate. And they've got this dog, it's always a tell sign when you see a lazy owner. And there's a few things that are dead giveaways. Like a good example is a leash with a muzzle. You know those ones that, because the dog pulls so much and they don't have control over their dog, they use their leash to control it. And you know, they're okay training tools. But if you don't want to invest the time to train your dog and you're just relying on like the pacifier, you know, like those choker chains, all that other shit. And I see this, the first dog we see is like that, and its tail, its body language instantly changes, and I'm like, alright, this guy's not a friendly dog. This lady comes up to me, she goes, oh, which way are you guys going? I said, oh, I don't know, might go that way. Oh, well, see that dog out there? Bro, and I look across the field, and there's this younger guy, and he's getting absolutely dragged from this dog. I don't know what it was, because I couldn't quite see from the distance, but it was definitely a bully breed. So whether it was like American Bulldog, or whether it was a Pity, or I don't know, but it's definitely from the bully breed. And then she was like, well, my dog's out there, and it's just going for a walk, and it's not friendly with any other dogs, so you need to go that way, because my dog will attack your dog. And I was like, mate, like instantly now my hackles are up. You know, don't worry about my dog's hackles there, lady. Don't worry about my hackles. So now instantly my hackles are up. And mind you, this lady was older. Like she would have been 50s, you know, 50s coming up 60s sort of thing. But it was like that attitude of, I've got a dog that's dog aggressive, so you need to be conscious of that, and you need to go somewhere else. And then Saya just asks her, well, if you got a dog that's dog aggressive, why the fuck did you bring it down to a public place? And then this other lady's with her, and then she pipes up, and then she's like, because we're allowed. And oh, bro, come on, matey. And I said, alright, okay. And now I'm like, my hackles are so far up, and that attitude is instantly, okay, if your dog comes here and fights my dog, then I'm fighting you, bitch. I'm fighting you. I'm fighting your grandchildren. I'm fighting your mother. I'm fighting your goldfish. Everything you know and love. This is... Never mind the SAS in Afghanistan. I'll show you a fucking war crime. Like, instantly. And then we start looping around. And now my daughter's fucking pissed because she's like... She's fucking stupid bitch. Like... And then it's like, so we start cutting a lapse, and I see the other dog, and then now they stop at the gate, and now this fella's at the gate with this lady, and they're obviously talking about us. He's probably like, and then he said that fucking, you know, this, that. Oh, I didn't demon mode. Too busy in the yarns. We're probably a bit light there, though. And then I knew straight away that there was going to be tension. It's like, we're looking over, and you know, one of the kids is like, oh, they stopped by the gate. And straight away I know, okay, there's going to be a rumble. So then it's like, alright, sweet. Alright, son, that's us. Come on, let's just, like, you know, fuck these cunts. Let's get this shit sorted right now. So then I start pulling over to go talk to these fellas, because they're standing at the gate. They're not leaving, they're not doing nothing, they're just standing there, just looking at us. And I was like, alright, there's no better time to die than today. So I says to my young fella, come on, you're up. And then he's like, what are we going to do? I was like, I'm going to go fight that guy. And my young fella's like, he's like 16. And he's like, oh, his butt's in 16. And he's like, oh, eh? Oh, but... And I said, yeah, come on. I said, we're going to walk over there. I'm going to fight that guy. Now, you got to remember, he's got a big dog on him. But you always have to remember that that dog is more scared than what you are. So it's going to bite you, but it's going to bite you out of being scared. So most of it's just going to be, you know, some light biting, a bit of pulling on the clothes. It's going to hurt, but it's not going to kill you. That's not really how dogs operate. And I go, so, you know, the goal is I'll fight the guy, and you're going to smash the lady. And then he's like, my son's like, oh, what? I haven't really had a fight before, eh? And then I was like, oh, well, you smash the guy and I'll smash the lady. Who fucking cares? But either way, we're going over there and we're going to go smash them. And my son's like, he's like, oh, eh? And I was like, yeah, so what we're going to do, we're gonna run it straight at them. We're going to fucking smash them. And we're going to get them back to the car. And we're going to get something out of the car. We're going to stab their fucking dog. And then he's like, oh, what? And I was like, relax, bro. Relax. We're not going to. We're just going to go over there and we're going to sort them out. Obviously, they've got a problem. So come on then. Let's go sort it out. And we'll see what happens from there. And then as we started walking over, they ended up leaving. But it was so funny seeing my son's reaction. My son was like, he's like, no. No, what are we doing? But these are the sorts of Muppets you encounter. Honestly, I can't believe it. I can't believe the Muppets you encounter. Like, have a brain, bro. Like, how the hell are you gonna bring a dog that wants to kill other dogs literally to the place where it can have an all-you-can-eat killing spree? Like, wake up, bro. I was never a irresponsible owner like that. And same with the dogs that I got now. Like, you know, if your dog's like living on the fringes, as far as risking its freedom, and it'll get put down from your local council or however your guys' government is, you're extremely conscious, because it's not just the fact that it's another dog that it could get wound up with. The last thing you ever want is for it to be a kid. And no matter how much you love and trust your dog, you never take that risk. Ever. You never take that risk. And you're always hyper conscious about it. And if you're blasé and you're stupid, like these dumb fucking cunts that take their dogs down, no muzzle, all that other carry on, getting dragged around, gonna rip your shoulder out your socket because you want to get your dog some exercise, too late, bro. Like, how you gonna do that when the dog's 3 years old? Too late. Should have did that 3 years ago. Should have socialized it back then. Should have taught it how to obey instructions. So, like, that's the mode when I've got this poor little fella. And, like, my other dogs are getting old now, and I have to get another dog. And I really want, like, a small dog that's, like, easy to manage. But on the same token, I don't want a dog that I'm constantly looking over my shoulder to protect. It honestly feels like I'm walking with an infant. You know, when your kids are young, and you take them down to the playground, and they're only like 2, 3, maybe 4. By the time they're 4, they're pretty much like on their way. But you're hyper conscious of every moving thing, stuff they can jam their finger in, like falling off the top of the playground, like all that other stuff. You're like constantly on alert. That's how I feel like with this dog. And I feel like I don't know what will happen if something bad happens to him. Like, that's how much I love this little fella. Like, if something bad happened to him, I don't know what I'll do to the other dog's owner. Don't know what I'll do to the other dog's owner. So it's like, I don't know what the answer is. Do I just get like a dog to protect him? Like, if you guys seen him, you guys will be like, oh yeah, look at him. Of course. A little cutie. I think the key is though, is you gotta get your kids to bash the other people. Because they only go to, and that's what I was saying to my young fella. It's fine, bro. You only go to juvie, bro. Like, bro, I'll go to jail, bro. Ain't nobody paying the mortgage while I'm locked down. Like, you ain't paying it. So then we look, you know, it's like, come on, bro. There's ramifications for my decisions. You're all good, bro. You just go to juvie. You're all good. You still go to school in juvie. It's all good there. Gladiator school. You'll be alright. Rappaport says, so he's talking about after the army. I went on to managing the Hilton. Oh, suave. Enjoyed life, now work from home. Easter BC dog chat, perfect timing, what's up? Rappaport says, babysitting just for a pup. Oh no, bro. I know, it's honestly wild. Easter BC to block my comment or something. Smoking clouds, what's up? Nova Sky, what is good? The entitlement, honestly, the entitlement. Because we're allowed. Bro. Come on, lady. Come on, lady. Man, woman, or child, you still catch this fade. You'll still catch this fade if your dog touches my dog, woman. Like, my last pity that I had, like, before the 2 that I got now, he loved other dogs. But so many people were shit with their dogs that their dogs would run up. Like, he had good ears, loved other dogs, all that other stuff. But he was always keen for a rumble if the other dog didn't know proper etiquette. So, like, I'll be walking him, I'll see another dog, come in boys, sit, put him on his lead. This person doesn't have their dog on its lead, runs up to him, starts heckling up, staunches him out, and I'll say, get your dog, man, get your dog, because if I let this fella off, if your dog charges mine, I'll let him off. And you don't want to see that, and then they'll just be like, oh, hold your dog, bro, I've got my dog, boy, my dog's on a leash. Oh, hold him there, your dog's dangerous breed. As soon as their dog hackles up, and then starts wanting to go, I just let him off. Teach their dog a lesson. There you are. Put your dog on a leash next time, buddy. You run around the wrong corner, there'll be a red nose sitting here for you. Easter B says you're wild, bro. Bro, that's not even like, am I though? Like, isn't that what everybody does? Junior Wong says you're allowed to catch these hands, bro, but isn't that what, aren't we allowed though? Isn't that what everybody does? Like, I can't be the only one that thinks that way. That's what the Marshmallow Law Lord does. I'm sure that's what everybody does. Like, surely we don't just watch our dog get smashed by another dog. Bro, I was to the point, I was so, after that encounter, because we've had a few of them. But, like, after that encounter, bro, I was full on Googling, like, the laws in my local area and in my country for, what do they call it? They call it destroying another dog. I suppose it's their polite way of saying you're putting down somebody else's dog. Like, full on, like, checking up the axe and the things to be like, shit, I'm gonna have to actually start carrying around a knife. Like, bro, these people are wild out here these days. These people are wild. Their dogs have got no bloody ears. Uncle Fuds, you're not stopping there. Nah, he must just be counting up his cash. Look at Richard go. 12.57. Let's go, lad. Let's go. Yeah, I'm like full on like, damn, I'm gonna actually have to start carrying around a blade. So if somebody else's dog lets it rip, I'll have to let it rip on him. Like, you can't be killing my dog, man. Like, this guy's so tiny. Like, he's like 5 kilos. He's so tiny, like, one bite would, like, rip his leg off. So it's, like, absolutely zero chance of defending himself. But apparently it's legal in my country. You're allowed to destroy another person's dog if it's threatening your safety, someone else's safety, or any of your dogs or livestock safety. You're allowed to destroy it or euthanize it. What's the politest way to say it? It's the last thing you want to do. Like, it's not what you want to do. You just want to give the owner a bit of a, you know, a clip around the ears to say, wake up, buddy. But, like, bro, if you're going to destroy my dog, you're going to rip my dog's legs off, it's not gonna turn out good for anybody. Nobody's gonna win in this situation. Starting with you first. But you go first, motherfucker. You and your dog are first to go. I hate this one, bro. These are trolling, eh? I tell you what mistake I did make. So my last pity, like, everything is reflective of what stage of your life you're in. Everything. Whether that is, you know, your kids are exactly the same. Like, my daughter and my son are quite different. Even though they're very similar in ages, kids are like sponges and they just retain, you know, it's the nature versus nurture thing. You know, and you can sit on all ends of the camps, and one of the ones that I hate is that people say, like, nah, it's all nature, it's just how the person, I feel like that's like what a lot of people say to cop out of, you know, some behavior of their children, that, yep, we're all hardwired. Well, this is what I feel. We're all hardwired in a specific way. And then the rest of it's the environment. The environment that we're in. Genetics plays a certain role, and then environment, 100%. We can't say that environment doesn't have that sort of impact. And I feel like people that say that your environment has nothing to do with it, bro, they must have lived a cushy little life. Must have had a little suave life, living their best life or something, because, bro, tell you what, I grew up in an environment, and it 100% influences stuff. But where my daughter was when she hit, like, the, you know, 2, 3, 4 years old mark, my son was a little bit behind that. And I was a bit of a different person, you know, because I was still growing up too. I was a kid having a kid. Well, the pity that I had at the time, I got it just before she was born. And all my other dogs before that, because of, like, the way that I was living and all that sort of carry on, they're for protection, 100% for protection. You know, there's no other purpose for them. They're working dogs, but not working like how people would think about in farms. They're working to protect you. That's their only job they got to do. It's just protect you. When shit goes down, you know, hold the line. That sort of carry on. Well, the dog that I had before this whole group of dogs, I used to teach him to go for the face, so that if his whole life, ever since he was a pup, I taught him that if you're gonna lock onto something, you gotta lock onto the face. You know, at least face, high arms, because people normally put their arms up, so catch the arm or the face up there. And then the easiest way to do it, and I learnt it from a mate, was you just get them climbing stuff. So you start getting them to catch things, or you hang up poles with, you know, anything, whatever it makes them catch. Whether you've got a teddy hanging on something, or straps of leather, or that sort of stuff. And then I just escalated it. So you just make that ramp small, and then higher, and then higher, and then higher, and then eventually I got carried away with it, and I started making it too high. And then I got so carried away with it that I started getting them to do all that stuff, like, you know, you see those videos where you see, like, Malinois or pitties, or what other breeds do they use? It's mainly dogs like that, like a Belgian, or you'll see it's quite popular in pitties, and they'll get them running up the walls and they'll catch something on the long pole. I got to a stage where he's running up all the trees. I then start getting carried away with it, start going down to the river and taking them to find trees and stuff to climb up and everything like that. But there's one thing that I overlooked, because I taught him how to climb and how to jump so good. He could now jump any fence. So he always used to run away, and he never used to, like, run away so much and do anything. He would run away, and he would go to either my wife's mum's house or my nan's house. Those were his like 2 favorite houses. So anytime you go to the supermarket or something like that, boom, he's off. It got to the point where he was so wanted from the council for running around all over the town that they come around to take him off me. I pretty much just said to the dude, "You're not taking him, mate." And he says, "Sweet as, if I ever see your dog again, we'll euthanize him." And I was like, yeah, fuck off, you know. And then so we bought the house that we're in now. And then before we moved in, I didn't move in until we built like full fencing. So we did all the fencing. I built like a whole area, the biggest fences in NZ. You're never going to get out of it. But then while we were moving, somebody left the window open. And old matey got out, ran around to my mother-in-law's house, but she didn't live there anymore. And those people caught the council, and then that's how they got him. I suppose the moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for. Be careful how you train them. I suppose that's what you get when kids have dogs like that. You know, but we had dogs like... It's New Zealand, bro. Like, people do dumb shit. Like, and I mean, I suppose it's every country, but New Zealand's real bad for it. Like, people will have somebody's birthday. Like, somebody's kid will turn 11. Bro, they'll give him a pit bull. "Here, brother, happy birthday, bro. Got your mean, chalky red nose." And then now you got this 11-year-old walking around with something that has the potential to do, you know, the breed seeks to please its owners. You know, and you can imagine, like, so when I was growing up, I got my first pitty when I was like 14, I think. Chalky red nose. And you can imagine what a 14-year-old little hood rat's doing with dogs like that. I tell you what, you're not taking them to church. You're not taking them to go hand out flyers or newspapers. You're getting up to mischief with them. You know, I remember when the first mischief we got into was I went uptown to the Christmas parade, and things in my town, like, there's only like 20,000 people. The public events is where all the beefs are handled, like for the teenagers. And I remember there was 2 groups that were beefing out at the time. You know, dumb shit, tit for tat, all that sort of stuff. So it's like when the Guy Fawkes Day's on. I don't think they do it in America, but it's, you know, common in Commonwealth countries. Guy Fawkes Day. So Guy Fawkes Day is on, boom, big rumbles down it with all the teenagers and all that. And then I remember, like, my pup was about 6-7 months old, so he's starting to put on a bit of size. Real good ears, all that sort of carry on. And we got up to what was this one? We went up to the Christmas parade. And I remember catching up with some of my cousins uptown that I knew, you know. Some of the cousins, some of my mates that I knew. And caught up with them, and then I could see this other group coming over. And I was like, oh shit, there's going to be a rumble. Yeah, let's go. So these fellas end up, it starts on with a one-on-one. One of the guys gets dropped. The other guys jump in. Now this other guy's jumping. And I remember, like, everybody's rumbling, and I'm just sitting there watching with my pity. And I remember my cousin comes over, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Hey," like, bro, I'm like scared as, like, "Hey, what like, what are you talking about?" He's like, "Give me that fucking dog." And he comes over, grabs the pity, runs in with him. And he's got his leash in one of his hands. He's like punch on with some guy. He's like punching him. And like while this guy's on the ground, he's like like kicking him in, and then he's like getting, and now the pity's all amped up because you know what they're like dogs, they're just as scared too. They don't know. He's more scared than me. He's like, Dad, help! What the hell's going on? And then so he's punching on with this guy, and then he's like, then he starts egging on the bit, get him, boy, get him, and then boom, all of a sudden, that the nature in them to please comes out. And now he's shaking on. And now everybody starts running over. You got, like, this is in the Christmas parade. There's civilians everywhere. There's kids everywhere, all out of the carry-on. And then all I hear is, like, all these white people, like, get that dog. And then as soon as I heard that, I was like, 100% somebody's ringing up animal control. And someone's going to put my dog down. So I run over, grabbed him, picked him up. And I just held him in my arms. I ran him all the way home. Ain't nobody taking my dog. And then that was the first mischief we got up to. Notice how I say the first. Everybody likes the Law Lord stories. Like, we got up to heaps of shit. Like, I'll give you guys another one. Just to let you know the amount of shit that we got up to. So, one time I'm at my house. I'll try to be vague with the details. Because, yeah, I'll try to be vague with the details. So one day I'm at my house. It's mid-morning, whatever. Boom! Car pulls up. Like, oh shit, it's the boys. Cheers, brothers. Up to. Richard says, see you next time, Marshmallow Hunter. Off to biking. Spring is here. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yeah, so this car pulls up. Boys go, bro, let's go for a ride. So it's like, oh, yeah, sweet. We're out. So we go for a ride. Oh, yeah. Where'd you get this car from? Oh, mate says, oh, I nicked it. Oh, fuck. Alright. So it's me and my dog. Me and my dog. And we're in this car. And then we pull up to this house. We're just talking, da-da-da-da. We pull up at this intersection. And then all of a sudden this, I don't know what it was. This car pulls up next to us. And this dude winds down the window. And all you can hear him saying over the music in this car that these fellas had just nicked was, pull the fuck over. And it's like, hey. What's this guy going on about? It's just like wind down the windows. Pull the fuck over before I shoot yous. And it's like, oh shit, what have we gotten into? And we're stuck at this intersection. And then now you're piecing it together. Oh no, this is this guy's car. Oh fuck. What have we done? How the hell did we end up in this mess? So now we start panicking, and then we're like looking to the driver, and the driver's like, alright, sweet, so what we're gonna do is if it goes to shoot us, so let your dog off first, and then your dog will attack him, your dog will take the shot, and then we'll all just swarm him. And what are you talking about? No, drive, get us out of here. We are not supposed to be here, homie. And then we end up punching away. This guy ended up chasing us for ages. And then, long story short, he ended up finding all of us one by one. He never found me. And he never found one of my other mates. The guy that I was just talking about that got shot. He was at the rifle range. And then the bullets ricocheted off each other. And whatever, clipped him in the arm. Me and him were the only ones that didn't end up getting found from this Joker. But yeah, me and this pity there, we had a long history of this sort of carry on. That's the problem when you give these young fellas puppies for their birthday. you don't know what sort of carry on they're gonna get up to with them. Junior Wong says, I turned out very different to my siblings. They used to be good while I was rebelling and sneaking out of the house. I only got caught sneaking out of my house once. And that pity that I was just talking about was actually him that knocked on me. You know, being a helly bag when I was gone. And that's how I got caught, because he used to sleep in my room. I can guess, Clouded, that you work your ass off so your kiddies never have to walk in your shoes or undergo. Oh, bro. 10,000%. If my kids did anything close to what I got up to when I was younger, it'll just break my heart. It'll break my heart. Because I'd never want them to go through any of that stuff. Yes, it builds character, tenacity, dexterity, you know, thick skin, all that other shit. But the hurt that you go through along the way, the bullshit, it'll break my heart if my kids went that direction in life. I was just fortunate that you know, I started my own family. Just to make a happy family, just to make some sort of sense of belonging. But honestly, my kids have got no excuse to go down that road. They've also got no excuse to marry someone that is living that sort of life. You know, it doesn't matter if they have lived that life and they're changed, but if they're currently doing all that dumb shit, yeah. They wouldn't be allowed in the wolf pack. What's it from the movie The Hangover? The wolf pack. They definitely wouldn't be allowed in the wolf pack. I watched my pit get hit by a car this year. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Bounced off the thing, come home, was fine. Had a deep cut on her elbow, wrapped up. Oh, glad she's alright. Glad she's alright. That's, yeah. I think it's dogs, eh? I think it's just because the love they give you is unconditional. There's something, I don't know. There's something about them. I think everybody can, I don't know. You can't trust people that don't like dogs. Something's wrong with them. Oh look, are we going to get a PB? Damn, that was a little bit of a rough bracket, eh? I don't know if I'm going to get keys this one. Please don't tell me I have to do a respec. Oh, even if I do a respec, I'm just going to lose CF at 800 waves anyway. Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get a PB. Looks like first and plat. 2100 waves. Holy shit. Cat people say the same thing about cats. I tell you what, Mr. Flipster, I hated cats. I loved them as a kid. And then I grew up to hate them. But I tell you what, this one cat that we had, dude, bro, he turned me, bro. Like, I don't like any other cat like I liked him. But he was like a cat that was raised by dogs. So he was like a cat dog. He had massive dog tendencies. Like, as soon as you pull up the drive and the dogs hear you pull up the drive, they all start barking. He would do the same thing, but he'd be meowing. He'll run out to the front and meow. But I love this cat so much that I was like, this dude's gonna grow old. I'm gonna cremate him, And he has to go on my casket. That's how much I love this cat. I love them to bits. And then randomly we found them dead outside. I don't know. Fuck knows what it was. Could have ate something. I don't know. But honestly, it tore us apart. I couldn't believe I loved the cat so much. It was my favorite animal. Absolutely adored this guy. Absolutely adored him. I tend to think man loves cats more than dogs. I think women love cats more than dogs. There's always a creepy... Bro, I'll tell you a story about cats. Bro, so we moved into this house. And then one of my wife's friends was going through it. And she needed somewhere to bunk up for a while. And she turned up with these cats. And I was like, I don't want no fucking cats here. And then all of a sudden one of the cats has a litter. Oh, fuck. So we get rid of all these kittens. And that was super easy. But there was 2 kittens left. Oh, look, we hit a PB. And then there was like 2 kittens left. So I put them up on Facebook Marketplace. 3 kittens to a good home. You know, this and that, this and that. And then this dude messages. And this dude says, hey, look, you still got those kittens? I said, yeah, bro. Come pick them up. And then I get a message about... He says, I'm on my way. I'll be about 10 minutes. And then I get a message like soon after. And it's from this lady. And then she says... That guy that was messaging on your post, is he coming to pick up your kittens? And I said, yeah. And she said, oh, his name's so-and-so. He's banned from having animals. He's a hoarder. You know, you get those weird people and they do weird shit with animals and that. Well, this dude was like that. He used to, like, I don't know what you call it, hoard animals, whatever. People do weird shit. And she said, don't give him any of those cats. And I looked at these 2 cats and I was like, damn, I don't want yous, but I'm not going to give you to some stranger just to get you out of my house, just so he can, I don't know what he's going to do, skin you alive, who knows, but this dude's banned. So I messaged this guy back and I said, piss off, you're not getting these animals, you creep. And we end up keeping them. One of them stayed here fine. She's still here to this day. She's old as, we call her Nanny. The other one ran away. Like about a year later. Wasn't really keen on us. You know, you get those weird animals that are like that. You get those cats and they're just like not super affectionate. They're like super creepy. Borderline wild. Well, that's what this Joker's like. He's borderline wild. He's on his own buzz. Disappears. This other family moves in across the street. So down my street, everybody owns our houses, except for this one house, and it's a rental. So these new rental people move across the street, and they somewhat adopt her. Well, she's not fixed. So the cat that we have, we fixed it, but they never fixed that. And bro, it started off like a 5 or 10 year chain of millions of cats. Bro, all of a sudden they had like 10 cats at their house. There is cats everywhere. Bro, I'll be mowing my lawns and I'll find a whole litter of kittens. Like absolutely wild. What do we need? 150 for that. Damn. Like kittens everywhere, bro. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like, and when I say like cats everywhere, I mean, like, you guys don't even know what I'm talking about when I'm saying cats everywhere. And what makes it worse is about 15, 20 houses up the street, there's these weird guys that were there, and they're, like, borderline on the same buzz. Like, the SPCA would, like, constantly go around to their house and remove cats and rats and mice, or rats or mice, either. I think it was rats. And these guys used to like breed them. Like, I don't know, they must have been odd. They must have been odd guys. Like, I wouldn't even call them guys, I'll call them humans. These weird humans live down the street, and they used to just like, bro, have hundreds of rats and cats everywhere, and, you know, like, definitely dysfunctional in the brain. And all of the male cats from there in the neighborhood would like come here, and you know how they do that thing when they breed with the female cats, when they get their bloody rapi on, and they just what's the polite way to say it? Like that's all it is. They just get their rapi on. You guys know that sound, loud as I don't know. All of that carry on starts, bro, and it was just cats everywhere, bro, and it all stems from this one cat that got away from our house, that was rescued from a psycho that ended up leaving us and then just become like the neighborhood bicycle. Like, honestly, I can't even make this up. Absolutely wild. Like a mega breeder, like just bred its little heart out with like all the tomcats, and then and they can breed multiple times a year. Then their litters breed, and it's just this like endless cycle of just cats and cats, and it didn't stop until that family moved away. Like, they ended up moving away, and that's the only time that it stopped. Otherwise, like, our house was just our street was just absolutely chocker with cats. It was fucking annoying, eh? Like, one day I go to back out to go to way to work, and there's like dead cat underneath my car. It's like, fuck's sakes. You know, trying to get to work, eh? Now I've got to do something with a cat. I got a growling from my wife though, because I threw it in the rubbish. Relax, guys, relax. Don't get upset about it. Don't get upset. It wasn't my cat. It wasn't nobody's cat. It was one of these street cats. Bro, my wife got so upset. I said, fuck. We called him Wolfman, just because, you know, you get used to the strays that are all around. I said, oh, fuck, I was going to work. Hey, I found Wolfman dead under my car. Said, what? Yeah, Wolfman was dead under my car. Oh, yep. So whereabouts are you going to bury him? I was like, oh, I threw him in the rubbish bin. She's like, what? I threw him in the rubbish bin. What do you mean you threw him in the rubbish bin? I don't know where to put him. He's not my cat. He's not nobody's cat. He's the hood cat. Why don't you bury him? I don't know. Just picked him up, wrapped him in a bag, threw him in the rubbish bin. She's like, you mother. I was like, I didn't, well, like, it wasn't like, ew, I want to throw you in the rubbish. I just like, you know, more ha 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 ha. I want to throw you in the rubbish. It wasn't like that. It just threw him in the rubbish. Junior One says, but the trash is wild. But I didn't know. But actually, saying it out loud though, that does sound like low-key diabolical, eh? Was I supposed to bury him, eh? I was supposed to bury him. Hey, she is right. I've worked with animals for so long, I've become one. Don't know what to do. Easter Beast says, gotta head up to work later. Might play back when I missed the stories. Bro, you should film some of that and make a YouTube video. Oh my god, it'll be insane. Oh yeah, they're all gone now. All the neighborhood cats. Honestly, it was wild. Bro, it was wild. And like, it was so bad, we went to the SPC, what did we go to? Like, animal control? And we said, like, what's the rules, bro? Like, because if any cat comes into my backyard, my dog will kill it. He'll kill anything. He kills hedgehogs. Bro, he kills hedgehogs through the spiky side. Have you seen the dogs kill hedgehogs through the spiky side? Bro, I got a growling once because he was, like, ripping this hedgehog to pieces. And I didn't clean up the mess. And there was, like, blood all over the walls. There's, like, a head in one corner, a leg somewhere. But, like, this isn't like it's an anomaly. You can, like, walk in the backyard, you'll find, like, 10 dead hedgehogs. Bro, he just kills anything. But we're, like, super worried with all of these, like, hood cats that, like, if they jump over the fence, if he kills one of them, you know, the strays do we get in trouble for that? Like, you know, you can't be coming around and put down my dog. This is our land. We own it. And they're just like, nah, they're just strays. If anything, just let your dogs, if you can, just like get your dogs to kill them because the population's out of control. And, you know, they're getting to the point where they need to start driving around and shooting them because they kill all the native animals and native birds and all that sort of shit. And we're like, nah, well, we're not going to actively take our dogs around hunting cats. But we just want to know, like, bro, there's that many cats around here. Bro, if they come over here, don't blame us if the dog accidentally, like, if the dog's out going taller and then some of these strays over there and then he eats it up, don't be getting mad at us. And they're like, nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's just is what it is. And especially, like, our neighborhood. I think it's, like, a hood thing, eh? Because, you know, like, I wouldn't say, like, I'm in a hood, like, what you guys would think of a hood. But I tell you what, I'm not in the perfect place in society. There's been plenty of shots go off around here. Plenty of riff-raff goes on around here. And I think it's, like, hood things. Hood things, they have cats everywhere. Dogs everywhere. I think I will set. Oh, I didn't do my locks. That's what I was missing. The worst thing is so one of my pitties is inside and the other one's outside. So one looks after the inside of the house, the other one looks after the outside of the house. And the boy outside, out the back, you know, he won't let nothing come into his territory. Bro, we turn around and, like, the inside dog is, like, befriending all the strays. And then now all the stray cats feel like they're allowed to hang out. Like, bro, you are not allowed. This is not your house. To the point where we had a cat living, like, you know how they can get, like, behind the sofa and crawl inside it? It was either living, like, in the TV cabinet, what your TV sits on, or inside the couch. And we were like, honestly, I spent, like, over a year of trying to shoo this cat away. And then now it just lives here. We end up catching it. That took long enough. We end up catching this cat. We end up fixing it, getting it vaccinated, microchipped, everything like that. Just because it was like, well, what else are we going to do with it? But it was coming in every night and staying in the house, eating food, and then leaving when we'll wake up. Because, like, the girl that lives inside the house, you're bloody befriending all the cats. Like, bro, they are not your cats. I swear she, like, feels like they're her babies. Exaltated says Caesar. Bro, he cracks me up, eh? He cracks me up. I remember my old man came and visited once and he was like, fuck, is that another cat? He's like, bro, what the hell's going on with your neighborhood? Bro, and he come around once and I said, yeah, we can come around. You know, you're all good, but don't go outside. And then he's like, why's that? And I was like, oh, it's just my dog will fuck you up. And then he's like, whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean, like? See, well, what do you mean? What do I mean? Don't go outside because my dog don't know you, and because my dog don't know you, he'll eat you. And then he reckons, was it safe to have a dog like that? Oh, safe for us, not safe for you. That's why I'm telling you, don't go outside. Or you can if you want, but it's on you. I told you not to go out there. He's quite an odd dog, the dog that we have outside. Bro, like, I remember, like, one day, the old lady was mowing the lawns. And, I don't know why she was mowing the lawns. I don't know what she was up to, but she decided one day to grab the mower and start mowing the lawns. I don't know, I think maybe she's trying to be helpful to us. And, she left the gate open. And he ran across the street and killed the chickens from, like, the neighbors. Like, quick death, you know. He doesn't do that torturing thing, he just executes. So he ran across the street, killed the chickens. I got a phone call. Oh, there's been something happen with the dog. I panicked, jumped straight in my car, boosted it home as fast as I could. I said, what happened? I said, oh, he's got out. I accidentally left the gate open and he's ran over, killed the chicken across the road and come back. And I lost the plot. And I lost the plot because, first of all, that's my neighbor's chickens. You know, it's my neighbor, man. Like, you know, we got to be, you know, what do you call it? We got to be cordial with each other. We both own our houses, so we're both going to be neighbors for a very long time. You know, so I don't want any bullshit with my neighbors. And then another thing, what happens if it was a kid? Now, I know my dog loves kids. Loves women and kids. And there's an easy way to teach a dog to love women and kids and for it to hate males. And, you know, again, this all depends about what's the purpose of your dog. If you want a dog that is 100% civilized, you know, this goes back to teaching the dog to run up and bite people's faces. It all depends about what your purpose is with your dog. But I always try to make sure that my dogs hate males. Now, and there's a reason for this. Hear me out. You know, because I know plenty of people love their pets and everything like that. You're probably going to be like, bro, listen to this guy. Why the hell would you shut up? Hear me out. So, if I'm going to get robbed, there's a 99.9% chance it's going to be from a male and not a female. So for that reason, if there's going to be an issue with a male, I want my dogs to not like males, to not befriend them. So all I did, and I can't remember where I got this from, I think I got this from a video off YouTube, is that when you get a puppy, when women or children come around to your house, you have a little spot before they enter your house, and it's got treats that your friends and your family know. But you get, so whenever, like, let's just say your sister-in-law comes around with your nieces and nephews in the car. They'll go, pull up to your house, they'll bypass to where these treats are. And then the woman and the children, when they come into your house, they give the dog treats. And when you get a male friend, your brother-in-law, your brother, well, maybe not necessarily your brother because, you know, people that are super close, let's just say your friends. Your friends and the random uncle that you never see. Whenever you get males come around, you just lock the dog away. Put it outside, put it out the back, chain it up, put it in the shed. Whatever you want to do, you just keep it away from males. And it doesn't take long. And then they distinguish very fast that women and children are gifts. And they should be cherished. And that I don't know what a male is when a male comes around. And it just works. So my dog that's outside doesn't like males, but it's perfectly fine if he sees females and kids. But in that same token, even though I know my dogs and I love my dogs, I still never give them 100% free rein. You're always super self-conscious that at the end of the day they are still an animal and certain things can trigger them. And I didn't get that tip from Caesar. It was this other dog trainer. I can't remember who it was. but it 100% works. But again, it all depends. It all depends about where you are in your life and what's your purpose for your dog. You know, do you want to take it to the dog shows and all that other stuff, or do you want it to protect? And I think a lot of it comes down to a bit of a hangover from earlier years in my life. But then also, I have had instances where people have tried to come into the house while we're asleep, and if we didn't have a dog there fighting front row and center with us, you know, middle of the sleep, shit kicks off, you know, you're what do you call it, disorientated, everything, it does something to you. Well, you never want to be in that position again, especially with your missus and kids. And I worked night shift for a long time, so I've always needed a dog to have at least some level of confidence that there's a layer of defense. Now, it's not a bulletproof layer. It's not a 100% guarantee, but at least it's something. Now, I think we're slowly transitioning away from that with my young fella, but with this new pup that we got. But I still know that there's still those people. Just because I'm in a different stage of my life, it doesn't mean that people are in a different stage of their life. It doesn't mean that people don't see people as an opportunity. You know, what does 50 Cent say? The same energy you're saying that you want to defend it, there's the same energy that somebody's going to say they want to get it. You know, if you got a nice car sitting out in your front house, you know, people see you, people that are less fortunate, and people want a piece of that, you know. They'll do what they can to get it. I'm not naive to society. How did your tourney go? Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, that's not tourney. Bit of a rough bracket. A few heavy hitters, but with all these big boys down here, I don't think I'm going to get keys this run. I will be lucky if I get 15th. But that's all goods. That's all goods. There's this lower portion of the bracket is like super cheese, but there's enough bigger fellas that pushes us right down. So realistically, might be looking at like 800 waves for keys in this bracket. So it's probably considered a bit of a rough bracket. Junior Wong says dogs equal war thorns. That's it, bro. Dogs is war thorns, bro. Dogs is thorns. It's that percentage-based damage to the enemy mobs. To the enemy mobs. It's the percentage-based damage. Well, I mean, what else do you have, eh? There's not many other things that you have. And I mean, a lot of times it's a deterrent. So like the house that I'm in now, somebody tried ripping us off. Like, this was ages ago. It must have been about more than 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I could tell by the tone of my dogs that somebody was trying to break in. They weren't coming into the actual house. They were trying to break into the shed. You know, most people have tools and all sorts of easy earn. You know, meth heads running around. It's an easy earn. But I could tell from the tone. But honestly, if I didn't have the dogs there, yeah, would have been a different story. They actually waited for the fellas to get into the yard. You know, could have been asleep, could have woke up. It's like your chainsaw stolen, your stereo, you know, all the tools. You know, like you just think about, like, let's just say your socket sets and your drills, your you know, all your tools in that. You know, someone can just fill up a bag and they can thousands of dollars worth of tools to buy brand new. and they'll go sell it for a small bag of meth. Got lucky with a bracket myself. If all goes well, I'll be first. Let's go, Burn. I was actually thinking about you today because old matey's knocking on the door of 3 weeks now. Yeah. He's knocking on the wave of 3 weeks now. So, it might be close to time to saying, brother. It'd be super sad. He's been in the guild for ages. To be honest, I haven't even talked to him, so I don't know why I'm saying it's super sad. But, you know what I mean. Been a part of the guild for ages, contributed for a long time. But congrats on the first, bro. That's awesome. I'll join right now if there's a spot. Should we just do it right now? I feel stink. Oh, Juzo. Sorry, buddy. But it's been a couple weeks, man. If you do ever see this video... If you do ever see this video, homie, thanks for the good times. But... Alright, let's not make this awkward. Rest in peace, Juzo. Everybody, rest in peace, Juzo, in the chat. There's the guild ID. Actually, it's been so long since we've done members. Oh, that's right. It pops up over here. Eh? Rest in peace. Burns like rest in piss. It might have a cooldown for you to switch guilds. 24 hours, I think. Oh, right in there. Boom. Welcome, homie. Alright, we'll go like that. It should... Why does it still say 1? There you go. Welcome to the guild, homie. Hope you got your contribution box from your last guild before you switched over. Peter says brutal. Sorry, Juzo. Rest in peace, homie. Rest in peace. May you find luck in your next stage of the journey. Yeah, honestly, bro, you guys have heard some wild yarns tonight. I'm probably going to get a few people on the watch back like, what the fuck is this guy been talking about? Bro, and it's so funny too because like YouTube will thing up the ad revenue, especially over the last couple of streams. It'll thing up the ad revenue. And then I think like the AI scrolls through it. And then it like assesses everything. And, and then I think it deducts all the ad revenue that I earn. It's like, what do you call it? Like hyper limits what can be advertised on your thing. You know, you start talking about wild shit. Old girl got 760. Oh, that's a just, eh? What is it? Oh yeah, that's a just. It'll reset in another day or so, so he'll be pumping. Do you get more boxes joining? Do you get a free extra few boxes? Let's see where Uncle Fuzz is. That's not the real Uncle Fuzz, is it? That's not my real uncle. My real uncle would have got 5,000 waves. That's an imposter. Like, isn't that person that moderator or that community leader? Is it Sam? Aren't they like all the way still down in silver or something? Like, and they do that weekly updates. But I read those weekly updates and I'm like, bruh, do you even play the tower? All boxes are unavailable. Okay. Okay. So hopefully not too much longer that we have to keep doing tier 14 overnights. Hopefully not too much longer. But guys, honestly, what a stream. What a wild yarns. I got heaps of messages on the last stream, especially on the rewatch, of people like asking me to share stories. So, I mean, honestly, there's so many stories to tell. Everybody has so many stories. You know, we've all got so many yarns. But people seem to dig it. So I think going forward, we just spit yarns. Like, obviously, we'll, like, you know, there's obviously the tower's the thing that unites us, but that's why I named the title of the stream The Lore Lord. Like, I think one of the comments on the rewatch was somebody was like, man, so much lore. I can't remember what we talked about. I think we were talking about work. We're talking about how I ended up at my work and you know, stuff like that. But honestly, I could spit so many yarns. But we had a few random ones tonight. We had a few random ones tonight. Talking about beating up old ladies at the park. What else we talk about? Dogs. Heaps of yarns about dogs, cats, wild cats. Bro, the crazy fellas, bro. Honestly, G, these crazy fellas that were breeding all these cats and rats, I thought it was a joke, but it turns out it was a real thing. And then, so we hit the pandemic and we're on lockdown. Because I was deemed a critical worker, I could still work, but it didn't mean that the world wasn't quiet. And like, for the most part, I live a pretty quiet life. But at that time, things were hectic because, you know, you can imagine owning a small business and then all the borders are closed and all that other carry on. And like, I started hearing shit, like noises and, you know, weird like scratching and digging, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I had a kitchen sink block, so I start trying to flush out this kitchen sink and I get nothing. And then my wife's like, nah, it's not the sink, it's that outside overflow thing. Sorry guys, not a plumber, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but that thing that's outside of your house where like the overflow is. She goes, nah, it's that. And then obviously you can't get any plumbers or anything like that. So it's like, fuck's sakes, alright, I'll go do it myself. So I get out there. And like, my wife's old man, he's like a real boy. Like, I'm a real boy for certain things. Like throwing a dead cat in the rubbish. That's where I'm a real boy. Beat up old ladies at the dog park. That's where I'm a real boy. But I'm not a real boy in other things. So, like, we ring him up, and I think, like, my wife, like, video calls him, and she's like, Dad, the sink, what's the best thing to do here? And then he's like, alright, empty out all the mess, it's probably full of fat, or this other carry-on. So he goes, sweet as, so he goes, don't use that sink, just to let, like, as much of the water, like, subside as possible, and you don't want to add any more water, but basically get all the water out. And then, you know, it's probably full of fat and stuff like that. So, alright. So I start scooping the water out. And like, this stuff's rancid. You guys know like sink water. It's like yuck as. It's like smelly as, all that sort of carry on. Absolutely reeks. I'm trying not to get it on me. So I'm scooping out all this water. And I'm like digging down into this thing. And then like, I can't get this like the pipe was so shit, and I had to scoop the water out, that I had to use like one of those things from like the Ratatouille movie. I don't even know what they're called, but it's like the long spoon with the little bowl thing at the bottom, and you're like, you know, Ratatouille does like the little sipping thing, you know, like that chef's thing, whatever the fuck it's called. So I had to use like one of those, and like you're only getting like a quarter of a cup at a time, just flicking out all this like yuck shit and water and all that. And then I can't go any further, and I'm like, damn, is that the end of the pipe? This is weird. So I'm like, alright, I need to think. So I take a break, whatever. Gather myself, stop feeling sorry for myself. I go to hit it up again. I go to my missus, oh, come out, so I'll clean it out, and then you just pass me whatever tool I need. So, you know, you got plungers and all sorts of shit. So I go hit this thing up again. I kid you not. Oh, I said, test the sink and see if it's run down. So she turns on the sink water. I kid you not. I go over to the sink, and there's this rat, this massive rat, that's like underneath where the outlet from the kitchen sink goes to the overflow, like in between the overflow and at the bottom of the outlet that pours into it, and it's like having a shower underneath this. And I like walk over and I go, what the fuck is Ratatouille doing here? So fuck off, you cunt. It scurries away, but it goes off to the side, and then I'm like looking in the side of this thing. Hey, stop the sink, stop putting water down. Have a look to the side, and there's this like burrow where it's like burrowed through the concrete and stuff into this overflow. So if this overflow's like the access points above the ground, but all the hardware, or you know, all the connections and everything all meet like at and slightly below ground, it had like dug through the side of it, through all this concrete and pavers, like made a little tunnel. And I was like, this little cheeky fuck. So I start scooping this thing out, and this whole time I'm thinking like, this little prick's gonna get me, he's gonna bite me. And like now I'm like super creeped out, because now I feel like any movement or anything, it's this rat's gonna come out and get me. The biggest rat I've ever seen in my life, practically the size of a German Shepherd. I'm not even making this up. This thing was huge. It had a mohawk. It looked like that thing with the like the Mogwai. Like the Mogwai's the nice version. Like normal rats, I like the Mogwai. This thing was the gremlin, the after midnight giving it snacks, that sort of shit. So now I'm like super paranoid, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm like, babe, we should drown it. So it's like, turn on the sink. So it's like, flush out the sink. But I kid you not, I come back, and it's not even one. It's got its whole guilders there. So the whole guilder's under this thing having a shower. Now I'm like full on grossed out. And I'm like, shit, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do, these little pricks. So, you know, so now I'm going to have to think about it. So I'm going to work and all that, and then I'm thinking about what the hell I'm going to do about Ratatouille and Ratatouille's guild. Fucking gonna attack me in that. So I leave the cover to the the overflow off. I get out there one day, and you guys know how I told you the story. You know how I told you the story about the dog will kill anything, hedgehogs, all that other carry on? He's a beast, bro. This guy will kill everything. Everything except for women and children. So we're looking out the sink one day, out the kitchen window one day, and we're thinking about the sink. What the fuck are we going to do about the sink? And we look over and we see the dog. And he's slowly, if you picture it, paw by paw, he's focused in. You know how you see like the bully breeds, their chest puffs up, their ears, they got those in-sunken eyes and the deep muzzle, and he's full on staring towards where this manhole is. And he's just going one paw at a time, like how you picture like leopards, when leopards are hunting for something, and he's going one paw at a time, very slow. Like he's not like slowly walking one. I'm talking about like he's going this slow. Look at the screen. Look at the screen for a second. This is how slow he's going. slower than this. 1/4 speed. Like, and he's slowly, paw by paw, and I was like, what's he doing? He's going over to the manhole. And he slowly goes over. I pop my head around the corner, and he's got his head in the access point, just looking down there. And I was like, he's trying to hunt those fucking rats, this little cunt. So he just leave him to it. And I come out there later on in the afternoon, and there is the biggest, deadest rat in New Zealand. Again, the gremlin, fed it after midnight. The Margwai, size of a German Shepherd, Mohawk, 22-inch arms, biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. Ball bags the size of basketballs. Hugest donkey rat, Ratatouille in the guild. So, and then it's like, oh shit, this dude's actually hunting these rats down. So it's like, alright, so I okay, let's do it. Who cares? We've given him enough time to hunt it. This is about a day or two after this. So we're still struggling with this whole sink situation. You know, you got to do dishes, cooking, all that sort of thing. It's not an ideal situation. So I got to go attack it again, but now it's been filled up with water and that, because you still got to get it out the sink. So again, I'm back with the Ratatouille scoop. Scooping out 1/4 of a cup at a time. I'm pissed off. I have these long plastic gloves, like ones that you do cleaning around the house, bro. It's not even long enough, bro. So I'm sticking the stick down and it can't get anywhere, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'm like, fuck's sakes, I'm gonna have to use my hands. So I put my hands down there, I'm scooping up this gross, fatty, stinky shit, and I'm like pulling it out, and it's stones. And I was like, is that the foundation? Like, what the hell is that? But then I'm feeling around the edges, and it feels like it's piped. And then now it's dawning on me, this whole thing's stones. So what Ratatouille and the guild did is, as they dug through the foundations, they picked up stones, and they had poured it all into the exit pipe for the grey water. They put it all into there, and they filled that pipe up with stones and rocks and chunks of concrete and everything to block it, so that every time we would wash the dishes in there and you know, you blast stuff down the sink, it was like a food source for them. And these little muppets, I was like, you cunning little fucks. So I had to dig all of these stones out. I was like down to my shoulder, like that deep, with a scooper, like trying to reach as far as I could. And I couldn't believe how far down this went. And these muppets had blocked the thing up, and were just farming us for coins. I couldn't believe it. These grubby little hooers. So I ended up clearing it all out. And it's like, sweet, good to go. So I tell my wife, use the sink. So she uses the sink, blocks up again, but it's just water. I've removed all the stones, and I was like, fuck's sakes, can't I win? Now I've got to unscoop it again. So give him another call back, say, look, all these stones and everything we found in it, and there's this rat, Mohawk, 22-inch arms, balls bigger than basketballs, can't believe it, practically the size of a German Shepherd. Well, he must have been the ringleader. That was his dead carcass. But then when I looked in, I seen his guildies. And then the old man reckons, well, what you got to use is, like, there must still be stuff clogged up in there, so you got to get some caustic soda. But everything's locked down. It's a pandemic. Then the government end up changing some rules around a few more industries can stay open. So that opened up the hardware stores, because the argument was everybody's locked down. If something's fixed, people need access. This, that, and the third. All that other bullshit. You guys know, you all went through it. Let's not talk about that. We're not here for the pandemic. So then I ended up getting some caustic soda. So I read this packet, and this packet says something like a teaspoon, warm water, all that other shit. Fuck that. I put a whole kilo of this shit down there. There was there was no way. It probably, if anything, it probably made shit worse. It probably wrecked all the what is it? It's like those terracotta pipes. Well, at least the start of the piping was. I don't know what it ended up going to. Maybe it led to like lead pipes or, you know, like that sort of thing. But I just poured it all down, flushed it away, never heard again. And the other thing that I bought is I bought like $100 worth of rat bait. And I just threw it everywhere. The only problem that I have with rat bait is the dogs. You don't want your dogs getting a hold of it. It nukes their guts. Yeah, you really don't want your dogs getting into it. So, like, in the process, like, we got Ratatouille. We established that. The dude with the mohawk, 22-inch arms, practically the size of a German Shepherd. Don't feed him after midnight. All that other carry on. So, I think we got the ringleader. He was the biggest, baddest guy that I'd ever seen. But I got to get his guild mates now. So, I'm, like, putting this bait everywhere. And they're just eating it up. Like just absolutely destroying all this bait I'm putting everywhere. I'm thinking, fuck sakes, this definitely is a swarm that come from those weirdo guys. Remember I said 15, 20 houses away, the weirdo guys that had rats, cats, everything like that. Like, they're definitely just spread out through the hood and just like running amok. So like, now I got to get these guys. So it's like, okay, we'll add some other stuff to the concoction. So I end up getting myself a what do we end up getting? I end up getting a rat trap. So I bait up this rat trap. And you guys know what rat traps are like. Put the bait on it, whatever. It attacks it. I bait up this rat trap. And I come back the next day, the bait's gone from it. So I add a little bit more bait. And then I come back again, and the rat trap is gone, fam. The entire rat trap. Gone skis. And I'm like, holy shit. Maybe this is the real Ratatouille. Gone. So this area where I'm baiting, it becomes like one of my bait stations. Like, you know, you got a few that are laid out around your house. You just change it annually so you don't get any pest problems. Add more bait to it, this and that. So this is at the pandemic levels. So we're talking 2020, I think it was. The year that we all mentally blocked it from our head. So, fast forward to now. I hear a little bit of scratching, and it's like, shit, I gotta add some more bait. So I go and put some bait around the house, and I open up to a bait station that I hadn't loaded since like maybe last summer or last spring. I hadn't loaded it up, so I go to this station, and I go to put some bait. And I kid you not, I see a rat trap there. And I was like, holy shit. That's that rat trap that I lost. What's that doing there? Bro, and there is a skeleton of a rat. So this joker got clipped from the rat trap, ran away with it, lived out his life for however long he lived it out, and then eventually ran out of juice however long later and made his way back to this rat station. And I had already baited this rat station the previous summer. I had already baited it. So he only died, like as of like now that we're talking, he had only died within the last 12 months. I couldn't believe it, bro. It was either that, or one of his homies drug his carcass, or somehow this station ended up its way back. Because I had baited it every summer and spring up to there, and I never saw this rat trap. And it made its way back. So I took my son for it. I said, alright, come on. Because, you know, like as dads, you got to teach them these sorts of things. Alright, I'll show you how we deal with pest control. You know, make sure you wear gloves, all that sort of stuff. Try not to breathe this stuff in. It's not a powder, this and that, you know. Make sure you clean your hands. Don't want any residue. Like, is it going to kill you? No. But do you want to get sick? Having this shit absorb into your pores? Not really. And I start spinning this yarn to him. And then, like, and saying like, yeah, so what you got to do is you got to crawl like right underneath the house, and then like, so you got to have to cover your face because like the rats, Like, they're probably about the size of a small cat. And they do get territorial. And my young fella's like, oh, shit. We have to get right in there, do I? Yeah, but you have to be fast because, like, you know, they react to the sunlight and they might come out and bite. He's like, oh, shit. Boone says, using bot presets. Come here for the tower, stayed for the yarns. I think I got 200 waves extra from it. Oh, shit. Nice. In the US, we call those a snake. Bro, you gotta search up the showering rat gift. Man, I bet it's exactly like that. Bro, honestly, it made me feel two ways. Obviously pissed off, like, you grubby little hooah. You grubby hooah. Who do you think you are? And then the other thing is they give you creepy things, eh? Like, they give you that creepy, you know? It makes you feel, like, grossed out. You're like, oh, you gross little cunt. Like, I was trying to convince my wife that we need to train the little puppy. That, like, that's his job, to go underneath the house. Like, 100%, that big boy, the one that I told you, that was slowly creeping over by a leopard, that killed Ratatouille, the guy with the mohawk, 22-inch arms, practically the size of a German Shepherd. If he was the size of a small dog, he would hunt it up. Like, every time I change the bait and I got to pull out the manholes, he's, like, right there, front row and center. Like, all he ever wants to do since he was a little girl was get unleashed underneath that house to go hunt them down. But, you know, he's too big. If I let him loose underneath the house, he'll end up ripping out heaps of, like, utilities and that. Can't do it. Peter says, had a mohawk. Yeah, bro, they damned it. They damned it, bro. Absolutely wild. It was full of, like, I couldn't believe it. And that's why when I first tried to clear it out, I was like, that's the bottom of the pipe. There's nothing, like, why is it still blocked? That's the bottom of the pipe. But it wasn't the bottom. It was my tool and everything was stopping because it was just full of all the rocks and the chunks of cement. And this all stems, or I put it down to, it all stems from these jokers breeding all these rats. Like, apparently, like, the last raid that they got from the SPCA, they had an entire shed with cages full of rats or mice or some fucking shit, some rodents, full, breeding on top of breeding, and they would let them all out. And then they had a house full of cats. 22-inch arms. 22-inch arms after an arm pump. Bro, it was diabolical, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. That's like something that grosses me out as rodents. Like, the cheek of it. The cheek of it to fuck my night up and having to have me do all the plumbing and that. So he can just try to leech off us. Fucking grubby hooers. I mean, I wish I could put cats under there, but I've put that much poison through. Oh, bro. And then guess what I got for Christmas? Christmas this year. Check this out. I'll try find an image. I think it's an Australian company. Bro, look at this, bro. You're gonna full on flip. This is what I got. If you have the brightness up, you might want to turn the brightness down, because otherwise you're gonna get flashbang. So you have been warned, you will get flashbang. Check this out. Check this out. Look at that. Bro, I got one of these, G. Gas powered, bro. Look at these little mongrels. So you just look at this guy. Look at this joker. Wait, go back. Look at this joker. That's what they do. That's what they do, fam. So you put bait here or over here, and it automatically baits it. And then it goes this gas powered here, and a piston goes crack, shoots it straight through the head. We'll call it. It's like reflect damage for rats. It's like the bad guy on Ratatouille. Is there a bad guy? I swear there's a bad guy on Ratatouille. That's a full turret. That's a tower. It's a tower for rats. Bro, it's an Australian company. They're everywhere for all the Bunnings and all that. But it looked like you could get it from AliExpress and everything. Glass cannon for rat defense. Bro, it's like there's something about it. Like rodents are rodents. And they'll do what they've got to do. Just like we talked about all the stray cats. Find them dead underneath your car. Throw them in a rubbish bin. You know, that sort of carry on. Like, they're going to do what they're going to do, but for some reason, like, if I see a mouse or hear a mouse or a rat or something like that, I feel like I'm dirty. Like, it's like, why do I have rats? Like, what are they doing? And, like, you know, for the most part, it's all the access to food. There's plenty of access to food here because of all the dogs. You know, they can do all that sort of carry on. The other thing is like, because, you know, the dog outside won't let cats in, you know, we'll be fine with our cats. Our cats are super civilized, so they aren't exactly hunting them. So, like, they're just in a perfect environment that the dog will fend off its main predator, which is a cat. So, like, in turn, it helps them thrive. And then because they can burrow down in that, it's too hard for them to get. Anti-rat ultimate weapon. That's it, bro. It's the UW for rats, bro. Like, am I crazy? Or is this the stupid shit that we buy? Bro, I'll tell you what's even more crazy. It Bluetooths your phone when it's got a kill. It does. It sends you a notification. Like, they're made, like, I think they were, like, mainly made for all the rat problems and the rodent problems that they have, like, over in Aussie. Like, I don't think, like, because of, like, you know, with grain harvests and all that other carry on, like, something like that's not going to do anything, but at least, like, having a little perimeter set up around the farmhouse or something, like, you could probably control the farmhouse. But, like, those videos that I've seen of, like, what goes on in Aussie is, like, diabolical, bro. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Daily gem notification, but it's a rat. That's exactly, bro. That's exactly it. Battle history too. It does. It tells you when you need to reload it with gas and everything. To be honest, I actually have it. I need to check on it. But I'll send you how many kills. It'll be like this. I'll send you stats. How many? I'll send you your in-round stats. How many you're killed? Like that. I thought it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. I thought it was so crazy. I couldn't stop thinking about it for 2 days. And then I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go get it. I need it in my life. I think in Oz they get people to shoot them with BB guns and air rifles sort of thing. Yeah, I can imagine it, like, you know, you get the kids out. Like, the problem that we have in New Zealand, I think, is either stoats and possums. Possums are the big problem here. Possums are a massive problem. And the problem is when they drop poison, and then, like, you know, by default, it kills heaps of the wildlife, it kills heaps of hunting dogs, that sort of stuff. But possums are the massive problem in this country. They carry heaps of diseases too. Like, they'll piss in the water, and they'll spread their possum AIDS. And then, like, you know, you can drink it, get sick, and yeah, all that other carry on. And you don't exactly want to eat it. But, like, you know, Like, what was the other one before coronavirus? With all that jungle meat? Was it SARS or whatever it was? And it come from, like, that bush meat? Like, I've had possum meatloaf and that. Like, you know, it just tastes like meatloaf, but fuck, you don't want to eat that shit. I wouldn't trust it. End up catching possum AIDS. Rat Pussy is diabolical, I like it. Oz needs to worry more about toads than rats from what I hear. Toads? So how do you stop? Or don't they have those massive herds? They have like massive herds of, what is it? Rabbits. Rabbits, eh? We have another one down here. We get massive herds of wild goats. Like massive amounts. And there's something else that's a problem. It's not so much pigs. Like, I know in some places in US they have problems with like wild pigs. It's not a problem here because everybody hunts them. Everybody hunts all the pigs. Like, every weekend there's that many farmers out, they accidentally shoot each other. Like, there's heaps of stories of people hunting and shooting each other. There's that many people hunting venison. The goats, they don't really, like, you don't really hunt it, but if you see it, you just shoot it. Just fucking kill it. You might be dog tucker or kill it, strip it for like its tenderloins, and then just leave the rest, let it rot. There's that many of them. Don't bother with taking anything else. I mean, you can, you know, they're probably like some super little, like, softies that are like, oh, I've got to save the... Nah, fuck. But, like, if we had a higher population, like, 100%, if we had a higher population like they do in, like Asia, bro, there'd be no possum problem. People would be living off that shit. Sheep. Nah, sheep is actually... Sheep is actually going the opposite way. We don't have enough sheep to kill. Like, when I first started in the industry, I think there was about 35 million sheep. And that was after the big drop from, I think, 75 or 100 million. It dropped down when UK changed its laws, and that was like one of the biggest markets. Or not UK, what do I call it? The EU. You know, to protect their farmers, all that other gobbledygook. And when I first started in the meat industry, there was about 35 mil. And now there's only 20. We've actually got more meat processing plants than we have stock. And same with beef. We don't have enough beef. And it's because some stupid cunt had the bright idea that they think that the earth's warming up. And that animals farting is a contribution to it. So everybody's selling off all these big stations. The biggest stations in New Zealand are all getting converted to trees for carbon tax credits. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. We're all going to eat pine cones. Like, our country's population of 5 million, and we produce enough food, I think, to feed 40 million people. But soon we're only just going to produce pine cones to eat. Because some stupid cunt thought that was a bright idea. On the cattle stations, they shoot and eat wild camel. What's that? Tried it once, tastes more like beef. To be fair, the US is so big, each state has its own rodent or small fan. Oh, I can imagine. Different states have different problems. Like, somewhere might be coyotes, somewhere might be rodents, some might be some sort of bird or something like that. Like, the climate from one area to the next can differ, you know, because the land mass is so big. Burn says, I'm in the Philippines, it's true. Invasive animals are not a problem over here. Because he just eat it all, eh? You know, there's people to feed, bro. We hungry. We going back to that yarn. We hungry. There's people to feed, bro. Ain't got no time for nothing to be a problem. We just eat it. People gotta eat, man. Maybe they're planning to bring back old cannibalism tradition in New Zealand. Maybe. Might have to bring it back. Maybe that's why they're letting so many people immigrate here. It's actually just a hoax. It's just so we can save them as a natural resource to eat them. But I can't think of anything else that's a problem here. Like, we don't have poisonous spiders. Like, we've got one that it bit me once and it fucked me up, eh? Almost hospitalized me. But it won't kill you. We don't have snakes, thank God. We don't really have anything that's a problem here. Like, you can walk around bare feet. Nothing's gonna hurt you. The animal population's like pretty under control because there's that many hunters here. Like, everybody hunts. So, like, nothing really gets out of control. I think like stoats and that can be a problem. But like, we've got a Department of Conservation that try to keep a noose on it. I think up north though, they got problems with wild dogs. Like super packs. Like, there was this one section on the news and there was a super pack of like 50 dogs that were going around and just killing everything. But that's way up north. And when I say like way up north, like from where I am, you're talking like 12 to 14 hours drive. And like up there's barely any roads. People ride horses. Like, they're way back in the days up there, brothers. They're way back up in the days. Like, some of these areas that they're not really remote, like how a lot of you guys might imagine what remote means, because there's still road access and stuff like that. It's just where they are, they're out of the way. It's not somewhere it's like if you were going from point A to point B, it's like off to the side as A.1. Like, you don't go that direction. And most of those areas, they're like, bro, they don't speak English. They only speak Māori. You know, you get frowned upon if you speak English. They use, like, everything's communal. Like, if you've got a car, you might wake up in the morning and your car's gone. Like, it hasn't been stolen. Somebody's just walked up to it and used it. Like, you're talking like these sorts of villages. And, like, most of them are based around these villages. A lot of them, or a lot of the well-known ones, are areas that didn't sign the peace treaty. So when the Crown put the peace treaty up, these guys didn't sign it. So they're on their own buzz. They're way back in the days, these towns. Like, you know, no petrol stations, no supermarkets. They have banks, but the banks keep getting robbed. All of this sort of carry on. It's not much work. The only work is either forestry or something based around like agri-sector, like sharing and that sort of stuff. There's not much money. Half the people got no power, all of that carry on. So that's what they mean when they say you eat your problems. That's the foreigner trade deficit. We are importing more foreigners than you're exporting. The US has that problem. Yeah, I think New Zealand's like most countries where it's just a melting pot. Like, heaps of people use New Zealand as a stepping stone to get to other Commonwealth countries, Aussie, UK. You know, they'll try and get citizenship in NZ. So then they can transfer to UK, move freely in the UK, and then from there use it as a stepping stone to move freely throughout Europe. But like heaps of the tickets that people have when they come over, like there might be a doctor in their country, but it's not recognised in our system. So they end up working like lower skilled jobs. Like my whole work is just foreigners. Like there's barely any Kiwis there. That's how I like it too. You just deport them if they're not pulling their weight. You can't exactly just deport a New Zealander. You should see Canada. Oh, yeah, Canada, you get eaten by bears, don't you? I've got a friend over there at the moment working up in the mountains. Holy shit, it's 11:30. How long have we been streaming? 3 hours! Gentlemen. I didn't realise what the time was. Just lost in the yarns. Good yarns though. Crack up yarns. You guys crack me up. We're all facing the same foreigner trade deficit. Probably the worst. I think like what happened in New Zealand was they, you know, a lot of countries get hooked on immigration. It's a short. It's like a short sugar hit. You get an injection of money. You get a stimulation to performance of the country, because the guys have to work in that, but in the same token, you run into other problems. More strain on the public service, nowhere to house them, all that other carry on. And like, I'm in the mind, like they try to get only high-skilled foreigners to come here, and I completely understand. And there's minimum requirements that we have to pay staff that we import if their visa's over a certain length of time, and I fully understand that. But like, bro, I'm on the mind like, bro, we should actually pay them less than minimum wage. They should make a rule where they get paid like the bottomest wages, and you just import them and get them to do like the bumboy jobs. Just get them to do all the bumboy jobs that people don't want to do, and pay them nothing. You want to come to this country? Yeah, you get paid $4 an hour. I turn into pumpkin soon. Thanks for the tales, mate. Good night. Thanks for stopping in, Peter. The yarns across the ditch. Thanks for stopping in, bro. Our hospitals in Toronto have an average waiting time of 12 hours. Holy shit. Yeah, ours aren't too flash. They used to be better. It's a bit rubbish at the moment, to be honest. But, guys, honestly, it's been amazing. Thank you guys for, like always, thank you for being a part of this journey. Stream went a hell of a lot longer than what we usually do. We'll have a little peep at the bracket, eh? Alright, we've got all these monkeys have to run. So we got this Joker, 1, 2, 3. So if we're very lucky, might get like 14th. But we might even not get keys this one. But look, it's all goods. We have had a very nice streak over here. So guys, honestly, you guys have been amazing. You guys always keep me cracking up. Like always, I'd like to thank you guys for being a part of this journey. I'd like to thank you guys for talking to each other in chat. And I'd like to thank you guys for talking to me and listen to me come up with random yards. Watch out for the rats that'll make a dam in your piping so that they can shower in heavenly goodness. It'll be like the equivalent to them for us would be like showering in stone packs. That's what it's like. Mohawk, 22-inch arms, practically the size of a German Shepherd. And I'll do an update video tomorrow. I'll show you guys a little sneak peek, eh? Check this out. We got the black hole duration. As far as econ goes, next to none. Almost no improvement, even though you'd think with having the 4 extra seconds. But what it does do is it'll save us thousands of stones down the road. So, gentlemen, if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you can see when the next video is coming out. And as always, keep it cloudy, fam.